Yellow, just like promised, I'm gonna make a tutorial video how to do one of these Hexagon Cardigan granny sweaters that I have been making. So this is a pretty simple process and can be modified different ways that you like. But basically we start with 2 hexagon shapes. I've made my first one and I'll walk through the second one. Once you make your hexagon, you fold it in half, like you take corner to corner, and often you'll get a weird shape by accident. If that happens, just go to a different corner and you'll get what looks like an L shape. And as you can see, this L shape will form 1/2 of the cardigan. That's why we make 2, and then we do some different things to sew them together to make them be a full cardigan. I'm gonna take this off because it's hot. Okay, so for this you can use any size yarn, any size hook that you prefer. It's gonna work up faster with bigger yarn, slower with smaller yarn. Row count may vary, but this is the basic. For this one, I'm using Karen Blossom Cake in Radiant Rainbow and my number 6 hook. So if you know how to make a granny square, then you can do this cardigan. It's a very similar process, but instead of using 4 clusters, we use 6. So our first step is gonna be magic circle. I'm gonna move this down so that you can see. Okay, so for the magic circle, I take it across my fingers in an X shape. I know this is foreign to some. If you know how to start it with chains and using that as your ring, you can do that as well. But for the magic circle, I have my X. Now I put my hook through here, down here, and then kind of a twist. So what I have is a circle with a piece of yarn going through it. And I'm gonna make sure that I'm sewing over that yarn, or crocheting over that yarn. Okay, so now we're gonna start by making 6 clusters. You're always gonna start your empty row with a chain 3, and we're pretending that that's a double crochet. That just gives you your height and gets the row started. And then the rest of the cluster is 2 more double crochets. So 1, 2. So we have 3 clusters. 1 is your chain 3, and then 2 double crochets. Then you're going to chain 1 to leave a little blank space, and then 3 more double crochet, and we're doing it all on the same ring. Don't worry about how big your ring is. That's kind of the beauty of the magic circle, is that you can tighten it when you're done. Just make sure you're crocheting over the yarn. So there's 3 double crochet, then I'm going to do my space, 3 more double crochet, till I have 6 clusters. Each set of 3 is a cluster. 2, 3, and then a chain 1 and 3 more. 1, 2, oh my gosh, 3, and a chain 1. If you're like me and you lose count all the time, you can always double check by counting your clusters. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I chain 1, do 3 more. That's going to be my 5th cluster. Okay, chain 1, make my empty space. Again, make sure that you are still going through your circle and over this yarn. I'm going to pull it a little tight. I'm going to do my last 3 double crochet. I'm going to chain 1, and then I need to connect my round. So I'm going to tighten this a little more. Again, I don't usually tie it all the way till later, but just enough. So we're going to slip stitch into the top of our chain 3 from the previous row. Okay, and so you should have something that looks like this. We should have 6 sets of 3 double crochet with 1 chain in between each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll start to get more visible as you go forward. So that is our first round. Now the rounds after this are gonna not gonna repeat quite yet. So the next round, we're gonna make corners. After the corners, it's basically a series of edges and corners. So the next round is gonna be slightly different, and then after this, we'll get to our repeat. So the first thing we wanna do is we wanna start in the empty space, which was created by that chain 1. And to get there, we just need to slip stitch a couple times over. The slip stitch moves you without adding height to it. So now I'm in my first chain space. So I'm gonna make a corner. You wanna get, this is gonna be so repetitive. This is a corner. It's 3 double crochet, and our first one's always just a chain 3. Chain 1, 3 double crochet. That's a corner. 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. We're gonna do 6 of these. So we're gonna go to, now this time we're not gonna slip stitch over. We only do that on the first one. We're just gonna jump into the next chain 1 space, and we're gonna do 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. Three double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, all in this same chain space. I'll show you one more time. So I have finished this one. So now I can find my next chain space by counting 1, 2, 3 double crochet. There's my chain space. So I'm gonna start there, and I'm gonna do 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. There's my 3, chain 1, 3 double crochet. Okay, now we're gonna do this all the way around. So you should have 6 corners. 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. They're fairly distinctive to be able to see. So go ahead and finish all the way around, and then we'll start the next row.